Welcome everyone to Evony Throne Time with Viri. I want to give a quick shout out to all of Server 360 who I've played with on Evony the King's Return for the past 8 months. It's been very interesting and enjoyable, and I've learned a lot from playing with several people, close and afar. And it is nice to see that we finally are getting along for the most part and have come together as one team during SVS. Another quick shout out to my own alliance, HNP. Hoorah! Good job, everyone. We'll continue our venture together. So this is my first video. I created the channel yesterday for one purpose only, and that is to share my experience, tips, tricks, advice, information that I've come across, and share others' information from YouTube that are major players in the game as well. Many of you might find this repetitive information. However, I pay it forward, and I will continue to do this as long as I can to help every Evonian reach their goal. So let's start off by a couple of tips that I learned recently, and I will give a shout out to two individuals, Evony Addicts with Genghis, and also Miser. Miser's the first one that shared this information on YouTube, and Genghis pulled that info as well. So a good shout out to those two. There's a lot of times in the game where you're in a PvP attack or trying to reinforce somebody, or just trying to click on the alliance to do those things, and it does not allow you to get the options you see on my screen now. Unfortunately, I can't get this thing to do what it normally does. So I'll explain it. When you click on a keep, it just happened. So what happened there was I clicked on a keep and it didn't bring up the options. It kind of moved my screen. It felt like it glitched. There's a reason for that. You have to think of the game as in layers as you're looking at your screen. The align or the keep that you're looking at is at the bottom of the layer, and then you have the march lines above that, whether they be white or green, enemy or friend. Those march lines are above the keep. And so it's crucial when you're in a PvP situation where you're trying to attack somebody quickly or reinforce a member of yours to get those options right away. Otherwise, you lose the chance of attacking someone potentially, or you may get attacked. So I'm going to show you where that option is real quick. You're going to go into Settings, Options, and then scroll down until you see March Settings. There's going to be two of them there. You want the bottom one that allows the world map art resources to cover the march route. You want that on. That's going to eliminate that little glitchy effect that you get when you click on someone's keep. There are two other items I want to go over very briefly. One is Monarch settings, the gear settings. You want that off at all times. And this is mainly for beginning players that don't know much about the game. The reason you have that off is because anyone that can click into you and hit your detail can see what Monarch gear you have on. And in this case, this person's from my own alliance. They don't know. I think they're fairly new. They don't know that having this Monarch gear visible to me allows me to use it against them eventually, because I can see what kind of troops they're keeping or what kind of buffs they have within their Monarch as we PvP. So let's back out of there, go back to where that was in Settings, Options, and Monarch Gear Settings. You want that off. The other setting is the VIP level settings, another one that you want to keep off. You can click into your own VIP by pressing the VIP underneath your avatar, and it's going to bring up all these different buffs that you have from the VIP level that you've reached. And you can scroll back to see any of the VIP levels prior to where you're at. This is crucial because one of the most important things to me on here is march size capacity. I have a plus 40,000 troop march size capacity. So if I'm sending 2.1 million troops on a standard march with a buff, now I add 40,000 more troops to it, which make or break the attack. You don't want your enemies seeing this information. So I recommend just hiding that. And you can do that again in Settings, Options, and VIP. Turn that off. I won't go through any more of these settings on this first video. I just wanted to give a brief introduction to who I am and where I came from and why I'm here. As we move forward, I would love if you guys hit that button, subscribe, and add any comments in there. You can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't matter to me. I'm here to learn from you, and also you learn from me if possible. And any good or bad feedback will help me to improve my video footage and gaming experience with any tips and tricks that you can offer me as well. Until next time, I live by one motto: live life first and play Evony second. And I appreciate your time. Again, thanks for joining me on Evony Throne Time with Veery.